What's up, buddies? What the gym? And welcome to the first installment of Discussing Disney. And this time we discuss the 1992 film Aladdin. And I'm joined by Jason, the Old Millennial, and Jacob Martin. He will be the co-host for the Discussing Disney series. Are you guys excited to talk about Aladdin?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite of the Disneys.
Yeah.
I recently did an updated ranking. I shared on
the
YouTube community tab after I saw Wish, and Aladdin is in my top 10. I think it's number 6 on my just ranking the animated films. It's like number 6 currently on my ranking.
It's in my top 10 as well. Definitely.
I have to look. I think it's in my top 10. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we me and Adam, we did that ranking on your channel a while back where we ranked all the Renaissance films. It's pretty high on the Renaissance ranking too. I think it's just shy of my top 3 in the.
I think it was my number 3.
It was
like
really
it was number 3 or 2 for me. But yeah, it's one of the greatest era of Disney, in my opinion.
Oh, they were hitting on all cylinders in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Man.
Yeah, it's crazy in the span of 10 years. Disney went from rock bottom in the 80s, where even though there were some underrated gems in that era, they weren't really the most well liked, and the movies weren't really that profitable. To the Renaissance era, where they really cracked the code on how to make quality animated movies, where they brought like the theatrical Broadway style musical numbers into their movies. That's when they really got into it. Once they got Alan Menken and Howard Ashman.
Yeah, those.
I think
those
that
two,
sealed the deal for how to make. I think even up to even today, the Disney movies we're getting nowadays, like the influence is still felt, especially musically.
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking how we're going to do this is we start off talking about what we like about the movie, and then what we don't like about the movie, and the improvements we'll give for it. Also, what we rate the film out of 10. I will discuss our favorite character, our favorite song, and our favorite moment from the film. Okay. So we'll start off with what we liked about it.
All right.
So I guess you can go first if you want, Jacob.
Okay. There's a lot that I love about this movie. Obviously, the movie is right at the beginning of that Disney Renaissance era, so obviously the film's going to have beautiful 2D animation. Even watching it again just the other day, I was just mesmerized by just how stunning the animation is, the way the characters are designed, and the world that's created, and the culture explored. I thought was all done beautifully into the animation. I liked all the characters in the film are very interesting. You have Aladdin, who's like the street rat who is destined, who wants to do something more, and you contrast that with Jasmine, who's the princess who doesn't like that lifestyle, and she doesn't like the fact that there's a law that where she has to be married, but she doesn't want to be rushed into it, and she wants to explore more beyond where she is in the palace. And then she and Aladdin have this really good connection with one another. I do like their chemistry and where their characters end up being throughout the course of the film. But I think the main reason why I think this is a great movie, besides the characters, you have a great villain with Jafar. I love Iago, voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. Funny side villain henchman character. I think the movie was already good before the genie came in, but when you got Robin Williams as the genie, he elevated the film from, I'd say, probably a B grade Disney film to an A grade Disney film, because even though the story was already good, Robin Williams was what made the film amazing. Just the way they animated his character, the improvisational skills he brought. the zany pop culture references, which do not feel forced or dated compared to other animated films that have done something similar. Robin was able to find a way to make it still fit with his character without coming off as too distracting. And I would say he pretty much revolutionized how voice acting is too, because I think
Oh,
before
yeah.
then there wasn't really that many big. I think there were some celebrity voice acting performances, but not much. But then after Robin Williams did it, pretty much everybody wanted to be in an animated movie afterwards. And yeah, it kind of changed the voice acting game. And Robin Williams, I think you got to credit him for that. There's also great songs as well. Some of the last songs Howard Ashman wrote before he
Oh,
died.
really?
Like he wrote
Did
A
he?
Whole New World. And I
Okay.
think he wrote a couple of the songs in this movie. But I think there were others he wrote that were rejected. But he wrote a couple songs. Alan Menken did the score. And they got Tim Rice, who would later team up with Elton John
Yeah.
on The Lion King, wrote some of the other songs filling in. The songs are really good as well. You can't go wrong with "Friend Like Me." That's an absolute totes toe tapper. That's always
Yeah.
really good. "Whole New World's" probably one of the best love songs in
Oh,
any
yeah.
movie film. Like just visually alone, we have the beautiful melody and just seeing the imagery of Aladdin and Jasmine on the magic carpet flying around the world. I mean, that is just some of the best animation in this era. So I love a lot about this movie. Like it's funny, it's action packed, it's a great romance, really good central story, one of the best villains. It's all around one of the most entertaining films, not just in the Disney Renaissance era, but Disney in general. So that's all I love about Aladdin.
We got Mike here. Mike,
Hey, Mike.
you
You
see
seen Aladdin? All right.
Oh,
No one's
wow!
rewatched. I've rewatched it a couple of
You've
times
actually
now.
seen Aladdin, Mike.
I know.
And Brian loves it as well. Yeah.
Right. Oh, cool. Good.
That's a good song, Briar.
Yeah,
Oh, amazing.
good one. So what do you like about the film, Jason?
Yeah. I mean, Jacob said a lot of great things there. I just want to come from my perspective. I saw this movie in the movie theater
Okay.
in 1992. I was maybe 8 or 9 years old at the time. And I remember when this movie was coming out, I was so excited. I don't know. I must have seen the trailers or something and all this. And I remember just being so excited to go see Aladdin because I hadn't been to the theaters that much that I can remember at the time. So I feel like this is very early in my movie watching year. It's like I watched a lot of the old Disney stuff from the 60s, 70s period and in the 40s, 50s, whatever. Like I saw all the classic Disney stuff, on TV as a kid and all that. But this is the first time I went and saw one in the theater. And I remember going to the theater and being excited, and it blew me away. Like it was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. Like I was so excited when I saw this movie. I begged my parents to go see it again, and they took me again. So I saw it twice in the theater. I loved it so much the first time. Loved it the second time too. I was just like so into the movie. And I really feel like this was a groundbreaking movie for me. I feel like this was the moment when I really fell in love with movies. Like, I mean, I watched movies growing up, I guess, but it was when I saw Aladdin, I was like, man, I love going to the movie theater. I love watching movies, and I feel like that just grew, of course, over the years into my adulthood, and so I just contribute so much to this movie for me being such a movie fan, if that makes sense. So yeah, so to me, I have so much nostalgia for this movie because it was such a pinnacle moment in my life. I feel like seeing this twice in the theater, and so I have that experience, that nostalgia that I still remember today. I still remember seeing this in theater. It's one of the best movie experiences I ever had in my life. At the moment, like I don't know, we hadn't seen a movie quite like this. I feel like at that moment. I mean, not also was it hilarious, and thanks to, like I said, Robin Williams gives the funniest performance I've ever seen in my life. And it's funny to talk about references. He references Ed Sullivan, Jack Nicholson. I had no idea who those people were, and I still laughed at him as a kid. And I still didn't know what those. He did Rodney Dangerfield, you know. Hey, I'm losing to a rug, and I'm like, I don't know who Rodney Dangerfield is, but I thought it was a funny line for some reason. I mean, he had me in stitches the whole movie. Uh, like I never laughed that much before seeing that movie. The music, I mean, I a lot of this is to the music. Like I hadn't seen Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast at this point. Like this is the first of the Renaissance era that I saw. Then I think I saw those two movies like on VHS after I saw Aladdin. And man, I fell in love with the music right away. I distinctly remember that one of the first numbers, I'm forgetting the name of it, but he's being chased by the guards, and he's one step
one
ahead
jump
of
ahead.
One jump ahead, whatever.
Yeah, one jump ahead.
Yeah.
I'll take a stroll around the block. Like I thought that song was amazing. I remember that was like one of the first songs, and I was like, "Wow, this song is so fun, so catchy. It goes in different places, you know, yeah." And it's just, I was just hooked right at the beginning. I was like so hooked on that song and the whole chase sequence. I was like, "This is amazing!" Like, and just yeah, you said all those other songs. I mean, obviously, Whole New World. I mean, that was yeah. I mean, we'll talk about I guess great moments, but I mean that floored me. I think floored everybody that saw it in the movie theater. Animation was fantastic for that time period. I think I remember just being wowed by the camera movements and everything. The scene where they have to escape
The Cave of Wonders.
The Cave of Wonders. You see this point of view of the carpet as it's going, and then it goes, and it has to go up this wall.
Yeah,
that blew my mind as a kid. Like seeing that in the theater, like that was one of the coolest things I ever saw. Like I've never seen that kind of camera work. It was, I mean, so much about it. Like to me, was just groundbreaking as a 8-9-year-old watching this. But like I said, it's absolutely hilarious. One of the funniest I think in the Disney canon. The music is some of the best music. Alan Menken is like my favorite. One of my favorite composers of all time. I mean, you talk about his work with, you know, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Pocahontas. I don't know if he did Mulan, maybe. And
no, he didn't do
I don't
Mulan.
know.
He also did Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Hercules, and then he later did Tangled.
Yeah.
wow.
He has one of the best resumes you'll ever see. I mean, he's won, I don't know how many Oscars. He's won a ton of Oscars. I mean, you think of each movie wins best score and best song pretty much every year. I mean, with, you know, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. I think it won best score and best song on all three of those movies. Pocahontas, I think the same thing. I mean, this guy, I'm sure, has at least like 6, 7, 8 Oscars. I mean, I don't think people talk enough about how genius Alan Menken is. I mean, and you talk about Ashman too, but of course Ashman died during the making of I think Beauty and the Beast, maybe.
Beast, yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't get a lot of Ashman, it felt like, but Menken went on and just, man, he has such a great catalog of music from this Disney Renaissance era. So yeah, music is just absolutely fantastic, and it's a really good story. I think with a really good ending. It has one of my favorite endings to a movie, I would say. That I guess we'll talk about in a little bit, but yeah, and I got my Blu-ray copy here, Aladdin. Yeah, love this movie, and of course, I have a lot more nostalgia for it than you guys, but
Yeah,
I guess I just want to say before. I'm sorry if I interrupted you, Adam, but
that's
I
okay.
guess one thing I wanted to mention, like as far as nostalgia goes, like I didn't see this in theaters because I wasn't even born yet. I was born in '95, so I was born
afraid of that.
in the middle of the Disney Renaissance. So some of my first, I guess Disney movie theater experiences was like the early 2000s, like post Renaissance era.
Oh man, so you missed all of them.
But I do have a soft spot. I do have nostalgia for the Renaissance films because we had a lot of them on VHS.
Yeah.
And a lot of my introductions to the Disney film were actually through the Disney sing-along videos that were really
Yeah.
popular. And so I think
Yeah.
there was one that was a tie-in to Aladdin. And I think my first exposure to songs like Friend Like Me and A Whole New World were from that sing-along. And I was watching the sing-along, I'm like, these are really good songs. What movie is this from? And then I found out it was Aladdin. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to go watch this movie. And I've been a fan ever since. So
I wasn't even born until 10 years later.
I know.
So I'm nostalgic for this one. But I still think it's a fantastic film, though. Yeah, but Robin Williams as the genie is easily the best part of the movie.
mhm.
He makes it in a movie. It'd probably just be a good movie if he wasn't in it, but because he is in it, yeah, it's an amazing movie. But I enjoy all the other characters as well. I also enjoy the monkey, Abu.
Boo. Yeah.
Boo,
Yeah, I think it's quite funny. Yeah, I think the main villain of Jafar is one of the better Disney ones. I
Yeah.
think it's a bit overlooked. It's one of the better Disney movie villains. But I'll probably talk more about it in the bar. But he doesn't have his own song in the movie. I always found that a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, I guess.
Does it
He
most of it?
participates towards the end a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, Jafar does sing toward the end. He does his own version of Prince Ali,
The reveal, yeah.
where he reveals the
Yeah.
truth about
Yeah.
Aladdin and Abu to Jasmine, kind of like the liar reveal thing. But so I kind of wish he had his own song. I kind of agree, Adam, but I don't know. From what we did get, I just enjoyed how over the top and hammy his performance was. And that number, like, I think out of all of the Disney villains, Jafar has my favorite evil laugh out of all of them.
He's a great
I'm,
villain.
I'm not even going to try it either.
Yeah.
I mean, either about like after he banishes Aladdin, he does that laugh, and you have the thunder going on, and just how they animated his face too. It was like
Full evil.
full evil.
Yeah.
That's my kind of Disney villain right there.
And of course, the songs in the film are really great as well. I think A Whole New World's probably the biggest song from the movie.
Oh yeah, won the Oscar. Yeah.
But I really like the first song in the film as well. Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights is,
Yeah.
I would say it's the most underrated song.
Yeah.
Now,
It's a great introduction to the movie.
It's a great introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
character. It kind of pops up and does the fourth wall break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which fun fact, Robin Williams voiced that character.
Yeah. Yeah. He
as well.
always did as well.
I think he improvised a lot of that stuff, I'm guessing, because
Yeah.
it was great. I love the come close, too close, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was so funny.
Yeah.
We got this that's unbreakable. It broke.
It broke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Suddenly.
another fun fact: they in the original script, it was revealed that that the merchant at the beginning was supposed to. They were supposed to be revealed that he was the genie in human form.
Okay.
To make the connection, Robin Williams voicing both characters.
Yeah.
They never.
That makes sense.
That does make sense if you think about it, obviously.
But of course, the animation in this era of Disney is top notch. It's top notch stuff. Can't really fault the animation. I think it's done perfectly here. I think the action's done very well for an animated movie as well.
Yeah, like Jason was talking about earlier, like to me the most thrilling part of the whole movie is when Aladdin's trying to escape
Yeah.
from the Cave of Wonders. And I think watching this in like a kind of like a modern lens, like you could tell they do have some CGI in that sequence. That was like early CGI,
Yeah.
especially the that shot you were talking about, Jason, where he's like flying up the wall.
Mhm.
Watching that, I'm like, 90 CGI, maybe not the best in today's
Right.
film,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but it's still a cool sequence. Like I think just the adrenaline of it, the animation, the Alan Menken score. I still think it's top notch as far as how to create an exciting scene with tension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with the ending being an amazing one. Yeah, it ends everything on a satisfying note.
Yeah.
Have either of you seen Aladdin 2?
Yes,
Yes, I have.
I've seen
Yeah,
both
I was
of them.
a fan of that one.
Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar is
Mhm.
awful. I hated that movie.
The
I can't
sequels
remember
are.
I can't remember anything about it.
The animation's such a downgrade. Uh, they didn't even get Robin Williams back as a genie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
He and Disney had like a dispute at the time, so he refused to come back. And so
Yeah.
they got Dan Castellaneta, best
Mhm.
known for voicing Homer Simpson, the
Yeah.
voice of Genie. He tried his best. I'll give him that, but
Yeah.
he's no Robin Williams, and it pales in comparison. Also, they make Iago sing in that film. What a terrible idea!
That is a terrible idea.
the the face turn of Iago, that was interesting. He became a good guy. I was like, I didn't see that coming. But
Yeah. See, I think what annoyed me was that the film was made as like it was supposed to be the pilot episode of the TV show,
yeah.
which kind of makes sense because of the downgraded animation that feels more like TV grade animation. But yet Disney's like, oh, I know how we can make more money off this thing. Let's market it as Aladdin 2. And it's still I think one of the biggest selling Disney videos at that time
Oh, I
because
remember it coming out and it was
it
a big
was,
deal. Yeah.
and then people watched it and they're like, why does the animation look like crap?
And I feel like it was only like 80 minutes long or something like that.
Yeah,
Like it was a
yeah.
short
Yeah,
movie.
I think
What
it's
year when did it come out?
1994.
So
Okay.
a couple of years later.
A couple
Yeah.
years later, yeah.
They did a third movie afterward called
Third
Aladdin,
one?
the King of Thieves, which actually is a better movie. Like the animation's a little bit better. I felt it had a more exciting story. Where Aladdin reunites with his long lost father, and there's a
Yeah.
pretty decent little adventure in there. They also bring Robin Williams back
Yeah.
as the genie,
Yeah.
which makes up for it. So,
Yeah.
I think if you want to watch a semi decent Aladdin follow up, just watch Aladdin 3. You could skip Aladdin 2, but then you'll be confused like, why is Iago hanging out with Aladdin? That's kind of weird.
Yeah. I love the TV show. I used to watch a TV show and I thought it was a good Disney TV show. And yeah, Iago's a good guy. And I was always like, why is Iago here? Like,
Yeah. Well, they explained that in what was supposed to be the pilot, which became the Return of Jafar.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Let's go on the chat. Said
No. Okay. Yeah, yeah. No one
Yeah,
okay.
you got that right.
I actually, to be fair, I actually liked Aladdin, the live action film. I
Oh, you
thought that
did?
was one of the better
Yeah,
live
I
action
didn't mind it.
remakes.
I liked it.
I think it's a good companion piece to the animated film. And Will Smith, I thought, was a good genie. I like that he didn't try to copy exactly what Robin Williams did and did it in his own stamp. And I thought he did a good job. But no, it doesn't come close to topping what Robin Williams or the animated film.
I thought it was one of the better remakes. But yeah, it can't top the original though.
I was bored with the remake. I don't know. It didn't have the same charm as the animation
Original.
movie.
Hey, John.
I've already got one more thing to talk about with the good, and it's the length of the movie. I think it's a perfect length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An hour and 30 minutes. Yeah. They didn't need to expand on anything or shorten anything. It was just the right length.
Yeah, for sure.
So, do you guys have any complaints with the movie?
Nothing real major.
Yeah.
I think if I have anything negative, it'd just be like picky stuff. I think the only thing like I said, some of the CGI shots maybe don't age as well compared to where they were back then. But then again, that's only because CGI has grown since then. So I think just that one shot just slightly kind of takes me out of the movie. And yeah, I think that's probably the only real picky thing I have with the film. Like the rest of the movie, like the story's great, everything else is an awesome movie.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was picking anything, I would say like the jokes don't work as much for me as an adult as it did as a kid. Like, definitely, I laughed at like everything as a kid. Uh, as an adult, of course, I've heard all the jokes a million times because I've watched this movie so many times that I know all the jokes. So that might be the reason why they don't land as hard today as they used to. So as long as I watch this movie and I don't laugh quite as much, even though I'm like, okay, I remember that being funny. Like, but that's just a very nitpick, I guess,
Yeah.
of the story.
Jason Bourne movie, I'm shocked.
Bored? Oh,
Oh, I think he was talking about the remake.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of too many of the remakes, to be honest.
Yeah, they're
It's
hit and
only about
miss more so than this.
But I mean, Robin Williams was so good in this role. Like, I can't see anybody else playing Genie. Like, I feel like retire that. You need to retire the Genie character because
yeah.
it's one of the few like I always thought like there are certain characters I can go, okay, I can see them recasting this character with a different actor. And Genie was the one where I was like, I just can't see anybody doing this role. It is Robin Williams to me.
Yeah.
It was my first exposure to Robin Williams, and I have such a emotional tie to the movie, I think, and to Robin Williams that when he passed away, like I bawled my head out. Like, I think it's because of this movie. I think because my emotional attachment to this movie made me really sad when he died. More than most celebrities.
No, that's super full.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only really got a few things to say. Really, it's just about there's not really a main villain song for Jafar, and
Mm.
I also think that the genie can be a bit much at times. I sometimes have to pause the movie and just think about what was just happening now. Because he throws a lot out, he throws a lot at you
Yeah.
at certain times. And I'm not a fan of the parrot in the movie.
Oh, you don't like Iago?
He can be
Yeah,
annoying. I'll
I
agree
can't
with that.
really stand that character.
Iago is like my second favorite character in the movie. I just love Gilbert Gottfried too much in the role. To me, he's just as funny, almost as funny as Robin Williams.
He did some improvising as well during the movie. I think some of the funnier moments, like the moment that gets me, and it's such a small moment that was improvised, I believe it was improvised, was when they kind of knew Jafar's the bad guy, and so they escape, and Iago's like packing all his stuff because he's like, we gotta get out of here, and he's like going through stuff. He's like, does my hair look weird in here? My hair, I think, looks weird in this picture, and it's like it comes out of nowhere, and I don't know, it makes me laugh. And I'm like, he must have improvised that line, and they kept it in the movie because it just has nothing to do with the scene. He's just
my favorite Iago moment in the whole movie is after Jafar is exposed. Actually, it's after when Aladdin comes back after Jafar nearly tried to kill him. And Iago's like, "How in that?"
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part. I love that character.
yeah, he has a couple of funny moments like that, but yeah.
But what would you guys give this film out of 10?
I would go. Yeah, I'd probably go 10 out of 10 on it. I think it's a great movie.
10. Okay.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. I love it. One of my favorite Disney movies.
Yeah, I mean, I probably give it a 4 out of 5 on the Letterboxd. I think I need to update that. I think I gave it 3.5, but I think I bumped that up to 4 out of 5. So I don't know. What's that out of 10? I mean, that would be
I would
Wilson.
say it'd be like an 8 out of 10 probably.
Yeah, 10. I mean, I'd bump it up to like a 9 out of 10, to be honest.
Yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's an amazing movie. You've probably all got the same favorite character with the genie.
The genie.
Yeah,
I mean,
easily
you
the
know,
genie.
he
Yeah,
threw so much at you. Obviously, Ron Williams just went off, and they had to animate to whatever he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the bonus features on the Blu-ray you have, Jason, I watched it one
Yeah.
time, actually has a lot of the outtakes that
Yeah.
they didn't even put
Oh,
in
he had
the
so
film.
much,
Yeah,
I'm
the
sure.
outtakes are just as funny. Like I think there was like an Elvis one he did, and even
Oh, yeah.
spoofed Marlon Brando and Apocalypse Now in the outtakes, which is crazy. They almost put that in the film.
Yeah.
John Wayne one as well.
Yeah. They could have just made it Genie the movie.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do that. Yeah, they would have marketed that really well, Genie's own movie or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you guys have a favorite song in the film?
Oh man, there's two that are neck and neck for me.
okay.
For me, it's between "Friend Like Me" and "A Whole New World." I like both for two different reasons. Like "Friend Like Me" to me is the catchiest song of the movie.
Yeah.
And if I had to like pick one song to sing along to, it would easily be "Friend Like Me."
Yeah.
I just love just how energetic Robin Williams is in performing that song, the different voices, and then even the animation as well.
That's next episode that Jake sings. It's that one.
Yep, that's coming soon. By the way, Jake sings "Friend Like Me."
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a Jake sings.
that was winning the poll, by the way. So that's coming up.
I'm not going to be doing Jim sings. I'm doing Jim sings.
I'll petition a Jason sings. I want to say what.
Yeah, I want watching that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one. But then if we're ranking like the Disney love songs, like I'd probably put "A Whole New World" in probably top 3 love songs, along with "Beauty and the Beast" and "Can You Feel the Love Tonight."
I was gonna say "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." It's got to be in there.
That one is such a beautiful song. Between just the connection with the two characters. And then, like we mentioned earlier, the animation in that scene is very incredible. So for me, it's between "Friend Like Me" and "A Whole New World." I think "A Whole New World" might be the best written song, but I think the one I get more enjoyment out of is "Friend Like Me." So it's a toss up between those two.
Yeah, I mean, "Whole New World." It's got to be that. That was so amazing. Yeah, that was, again, to me, the best sequence in the whole movie is them on the carpet, and yeah, like I said, carpet going through all this, different animation stuff and a little comedy in there, and it was, yeah, again, the animation was so good for that time. At least it was kind of thrilling to see them flying the carpet, and yeah, it's just an absolutely brilliant song. I love it. I love a good duet, and it's one of the best duets out there. Like, also throw "Tangled." I love the song in "Tangled." It's one of my favorites as well. The one I'm talking about.
I See the Light.
I See the Light. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love a great duet, and I love that song because you start with the going back and forth, and then that moment when he goes, where I think he's singing "A Whole New World" or something like that, and he sings like "A whole new world with you," and he like crescendos.
Oh,
Yeah.
And the song crescendos, and I'm like, oh, that's such a great crescendo.
That's a great moment. Yeah.
And then the end when they both harmonize together, "For you and for me," it's like, oh, that's such great harmonies. It's not the actors singing. They got like I think different actors to sing the song.
Yeah.
I've seen them sing it live, and it's always a blast just to hear them. But yeah, it's a top 10 for sure, like all-time Disney song in my opinion.
Yeah, I forget who did Aladdin's singing voice, but I know the girl who did Jasmine's singing voice, Leah Salonga, I think is
Yeah,
that's name. She also did Mulan's singing
Mulan.
voice as
Yeah,
well. Fun
yeah,
fact.
she's a good singer. She's a Broadway, big Broadway singer, I believe.
Yeah,
Well, my favorite song in the movie, I don't think either of you talked about. It's Prince Ali.
Oh, that's a good one.
that's a good one too.
Yeah.
That would have been my third choice.
Yeah,
I just love the whole moment as well. I think it's very entertaining.
Yeah,
good
very.
animation. Yeah, with all the different animals coming in and the
And Robin
acrobats.
Williams putting on different characters and
Yeah.
personalities. Don't they look lovely, Joe?
I love the reporters. That's so great. The parade reporters, whatever.
Yeah,
It just looks
Yeah,
lovely. Yeah. He was great. Yeah.
it's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's one of my favorite moments of the movie.
Yeah.
It's as well as just the first time we see the genie and the way the film ends is one of my favorite moments. They're one of my favorite moments of the film. What about you, Jacob?
Ooh. There's several moments that are some of my favorites in the movie. One is the unveiling of the genie. I love it when he comes out of the lamp, and the first thing he says, "Oi, 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck."
Yeah,
Because at that part of the movie is like it goes from the movie was good, but then once Robin Williams was like, "Pooh!"
yeah, it was instant amazing.
Shoots out
Yeah.
the stratosphere pretty much.
Yeah,
Another one of my favorite moments is actually when after the Prince Ali moment, and everyone's talking. There's this funny moment where the Sultan wants to ride the magic carpet and he's flying around.
oh yeah,
There's this, I think one of the trippiest things I've seen in a Disney movie is where he accidentally goes under Abu as the elephant. And I think it's implied that he accidentally runs into some sensitive areas. And Abu as the elephant's like, whoa! And then the elephant, like, his eyes just pop out. I'm like, what?
yeah. That was a great scene. Yeah,
And that also leads into, I think, we talk about Jafar, like my two favorite Jafar moments. I brought up the evil laugh. My other favorite is he knows something's up with Aladdin, and so he plots himself. He goes, "I think it's time we say goodbye to Prince Abu."
A boo boo.
it's classic.
I love that.
That's
And
my favorite lines in the movie.
again, there's two really good action moments. I love him escaping the Cave of Wonders, and also when Aladdin takes on Jafar the snake. Like,
Yeah.
visually, that's really amazing to watch. And then I'm gonna have to say my other favorite moment is I think everyone else brought it up. I'll bring it up here. The ending where Aladdin frees the genie.
Oh, so good.
It's a beautiful ending. Aladdin has this big choice he has to make for his last wish to be a prince again so he could legally marry Jasmine, or he could free the genie. And Aladdin's like, well, I want to be myself, so he is willing to give up what he loves most so he could help his friend, which is to free the genie. And he does that. And just Robin Williams' performance when he realized, he's now a free guy. He can, do whatever. I think that hits more home, especially. I think it has more of an emotional payoff, more so after Robin Williams died. Like there's a bit more of a. I forgot the phrase I was trying to say. It's a lot more poignant because we don't have Robin Williams anymore. It's pretty much him saying goodbye to his friend, pretty much. I'm like, oh, that's a very sweet moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. That ending gets me emotional. Like that is a great emotional ending to a movie that's mostly a kind of over the top comedy, I guess, and great music and all that, and great story though. But yeah, that ending is just phenomenal. Yeah, that moment when he says, yeah, Genie thinks he's gonna wish the prince. He's ready to do the whole prince thing, and and then when he says genie, it takes Genie a second to be like, wait a minute, did you just say you free me? Like that moment was so amazing, and I think friendship. It's one of my favorite friendships in movies. The Genie and Aladdin. Like you feel like there's a genuine friendship between these two. Uh, Genie saves his life when he almost drowns, and I think he says something like, he's like, thanks him. He's like, yeah, I'm liking you or something like that. I'm getting, I'm starting to like you, or I forget what he said, anyways, but you kind of get the sense that like Genie's had all these masters and nobody ever dreams of freeing him. And that's what he loved about Aladdin. Aladdin's such a great character because he thinks about other people and he's very selfless. He steals bread and then he gives it up to these two homeless kids at the beginning. So you already get this great character. And, then that moment, where he's willing to sacrifice his own wish to, free a friend, and he had that hug, when they hugged, oh my gosh, that's, it's like you said, Jacob, just such a really sweet, genuine sweet moment that you don't get out of most live action movies, but you get in this animation movie, in my opinion. Yeah, and that moment when the shackles come off, and I'm free, and he wants to travel the world, and he wants to do all these things, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the things I hated about both Aladdin 2 and 3 is whenever you see the genie again, he still has the gold shackles.
He still has the gold things?
And it's like, he's supposed to be free, Disney.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
What are we doing?
I've really got one more question for you guys, and that's do you think this film's properly rated?
Properly rated?
Yeah. I'd say so.
I would say yes. This is one of, even to this day, this movie is seen as one of Disney's most beloved films. It was a big hit when it came out. Critics loved it. Audiences loved it. The film, even Chuck Jones, legendary animator, worked on the classic Looney Tunes shorts. You think he'd be resentful because it's a Disney movie? Even he admitted when he saw Aladdin, he said it was the funniest animated film he ever saw. So that tells you how good this movie actually is. When Chuck Jones, legendary animator who worked on some of the funniest cartoons ever made, admitted Aladdin was the funniest animated film he ever saw. So I think you did something right there. The film, I think, has a Broadway show. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of love for the movie at the Disney parks.
I've seen it. I've seen different shows of Aladdin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's always my favorite to watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There's also I think they have I didn't ride it the one time I was at Disney World, but they have a ride in Adventureland, kind of similar to the Dumbo ride, where you can ride the magic carpet, which that's, if you're a big Aladdin fan, and it'd probably be cool to ride if you're into that type of stuff.
Have you both seen the series on Disney Plus? It's called Behind the Attraction.
Yeah.
Oh, is this behind the Aladdin carpet ride?
No, I don't think they did one for that.
Yeah, I remember that one, but there's some cool stuff there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's another good series on Disney Plus called The Imagineering Story, which is like a 6-part series detailing the history of the Disney parks and the Imagineering program, which is pretty cool.
I love the behind the scenes stuff. It's really cool.
I was thinking next time we'll do discussing Disney. We'll do Beauty and the Beast. we'll stick with this era of Disney.
All right.
Yeah, I think we'll do Beauty and the Beast next.
Beauty and the Beast. That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, it was great to have you both on this live stream.
Yeah, I love talking
for this year.
Yeah, thank you, Adam, for
Yeah.
inviting us to do this. I'm
Yeah,
down for
great.
any Disney movie, whatever you have, even the bad ones.
Jacob's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hear too many people talk about Disney until I met Jacob, and then Jacob's like, to me, the only person, me and him, I feel like talk a lot about Disney. I don't know, maybe because movie people, they want to talk about like the more dirty, gritty movies, and I'm like, I like talking about the fun animation movies. Like,
Yeah, just talk more about them, please.
I'm 40 years old and I still love watching these animated movies.
Yeah. There was a time when I was in, I think, late elementary school, early middle school. I thought I had outgrown a lot of these animated Disney movies. Like, I would only watch, like, maybe, like, DreamWorks and maybe Pixar. But I'm like, Disney's for babies. Like, I've outgrown that crap. And then I was in high school. We were, I think that was when we went to Disney World. It started out as a field trip in the band class. And then my family wanted to go too, so I ended up staying an extra week with them after the band left. So that ended up working out great. So I had this nostalgia kick before the band. Like, I want to, like, we still had like a lot of those movies on VHS at the time, and this was in 2011, by the way, when VHS was obsolete.
Yeah.
We still had a working VCR at the time, so I put like every single VHS in to get myself excited for this trip. And I was shocked to find that I would say about 90% of them still held up. So I was like, okay, these movies are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I can like do the animation, Disney animation. It's cool to like be, it was probably what, it was like maybe 15 or 16 at the time. Okay, I can still appreciate these movies, and look where it's taken.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll conclude this live stream here. Do you guys have any final words?
Again, Adam, thank you for hosting this. Aladdin's a great movie. I can't wait to see where this series goes as we move into the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be the last live stream of the year, pretty much. Or
yeah, you've got one more for this year. It's my last Q&A live stream.
Last live collaboration live stream I'll be doing. Yeah,
last collaboration live stream this year. Many more next year, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time, peace out and ciao.